Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the words of the BEIS HALEVI in his Maimer HaBitachon, his classical essay on Bitachon, trusting and relying upon Hashem. And he writes here in Gimel the following idea: Habayteach ve'eno yorei. Someone who trusts in Hashem and is not afraid, it's impossible to damage or to harm him. If you're a Beiteach b'Hashem, you merely trust in Hashem. Not merely, it's a tall order as we're discussing over here. But it will save you from being harmed. So the BEIS HALEVI says like this, Ubi Yirmiyahu Kosov. It says in Sefer Yirmiyahu, the prophet Yirmiyahu, Al Techas Mibnehem Penachidcha Lifnehem. Do not be frightened of them. Don't be frightened of the nations that are gathering around you. Why? Because if you are, you are going to be broken in front of them. How are you going to be broken in front of them? Just because you're afraid of them. So the BEIS HALEVI is learning from this verse over here. You see this point that we were making yesterday, that it's not necessarily the dangerous situation that a person finds themselves in that is so daunting to them, but rather it is the fear that a person wells up inside of them that causes that the situation that they are in the midst of is going to be damaging to them. When you lack bitachon, you don't trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu that things are going to work out. You don't rely upon Hashem that the situation that He put you in is exactly where you're supposed to be. And if you bolster your amunah and your bitachon at this point, you're going to leave this situation victorious. So then what's going to happen? The fear that you have going on inside of you, the anxiety that is welling up inside of your mind, when your heart starts beating fast, when your stomach starts turning into knots, so that itself is going to cause that you will be you will be broken in front of them. The fear itself that the person has is what's going to bring about their downfall. U'Maseches Brachos, we find in Tractate Brachos, Yehuda bar Nosson have shokil v'ozil b'asvei Rav Hamnuna. So Rav Yehuda bar Nosson was walking along after Rav Hamnuna, and suddenly itnach. Rav Yehuda bar Nosson, he let out an eye, he let out a sigh, a krechs, which showed that he was worried and anxious about something. Amalei, so Rav Hamnuna said to him, Yisurim boy hahu gavra la'asuya nafshe. You trying to bring afflictions upon yourself. Dichsiv, like it says in the pasuk in Iyov, Pachad pachadati v'esayone. It says that I feared a fright. I was very frightened, and it's overtaken me. And that which I was afraid of, that has come upon me. So Rav Hamnuna said to Rav Yehuda bar Nosson, you are getting worried over here. You're letting out a krechs because you're nervous, you're afraid. Do you want that fear that you have is going to bring the dread upon you? Which means that he held very strong. It's not, again, what you go through that's going to cause the difficulties in your life. It's rather how you deal with the challenges that you have in your life that's going to define how it's going to work out. If you are Beiteach b'HaKadosh Baruch Hu while you're going through it, even though the whole world could be falling around, could be falling down upon you, even though there's one tragic episode after another, a sickness, a difficulty, pain, tragedy, and the like, but if you go through it with bitachon, you trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so even though that, yes, it's true, not everything might work out exactly the way that you would like it to, but with your bitachon, things are going to work out. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to sustain you, support you, and He's going to help you. On the other hand, says the BEIS HALEVI, if a person ends up going into the world of fear, into the world of anxiety, into the world of unsurety, uncertainty, and they find themselves getting nervous about the things that are going on around them, so they can create their own negative situation that they're going to be in. Perhaps it's a quick fix. Perhaps there's an easy way out of what you find yourself in the midst of. Perhaps that if a person would go through it with bitachon, they would realize that things are not as bad as they think it really is. But without bitachon, says the Beis HaLevi, a person is doomed, unfortunately. They are going to fall into the traps. They are going to end up getting pummeled by the situation at hand, and it's going to be very detrimental for them. So we see clear, bitachon is a lifesaver. Bitachon is a way for a person to rise above the inertia of the different situations and matzavim that they will find themselves in. Bitachon is a way for the mind to stay strong, for the heart not to flutter, for the stomach not to have butterflies inside. Bitachon is the way that a person is going to get through any situation in life. Again, doesn't mean that it always turns out the way that we want it to, but it will turn out in a positive vein because we know that we're going through it together with the Ribbono Shel Olam. Wishing everybody a wonderful Shabbos. Shabbos is such an opportunity for a person to shut off all the noise that bothers us throughout the week, all the phones and the computers and all the messages that are coming, bombarding us constantly, which take us away from the devekis, the cleaving that we have to Hashem. On Shabbos, it's a day of amun and bitachon, a day that you can commune with the Ribbono Shel Olam. You can realize that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in your life, and if He's in your life on Shabbos Kodesh, guaranteed He's in your life every other day of the week as well. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.